There are no strangers here. So welcome. Welcome home. My talk tonight is prosperity consciousness, the truth of abundance. Mary Morrissey says, the truth does not change. It is our awareness of the truth that changes. How many here remember the song Pennies from Heaven? Okay. How many remember who made it famous, who sang it? Bing Crosby sang that in the film of the same name. Who remembers the year? That's a tough one. I had to look that up. 1936. And the year is important for a specific reason. Because 1936, this country and much of the world was coming out of the Depression, and that was the consciousness. So perhaps the lingering impress of the Great Depression caused the lyricist to write Pennies from Heaven. Perhaps he looked too much to the condition of lack for permission for those lyrics to be written. Why didn't he write dollars from heaven, or gold bars from heaven, or diamonds from heaven, diamonds falling from heaven? Or why didn't he write the cosmic currency of prosperity, of conscious flow? Not really rhythmic or lyrical, but truthful. So what keeps us from living God's truth of greatness, grandness, goodness, and oneness right here and right now? That's where prosperity manifests, right here, right now, in this moment, one truth. That's the power, that's the prosperity, that's the key to the golden riches of the kingdoms of heaven. So what keeps us from living this greatness, grandness, and goodness right here and right now? Our beliefs do, our words do, our thoughts do, and our restricted actions do. You know, the Pope was sitting at dinner with several high-esteemed church officials. It was a Friday night. They were eating grilled fish, so we know they were old-school priests. The Pope's cell phone rings. He notes the caller's ID. He exclaims, "I must take this call." The Pope finishes his phone conversation. He states, "I've good news and I've bad news." The good news, says the Pope, it was Jesus. He has returned. The bad news, says the Pope, now crestfallen, he was calling from Salt Lake. Thus, a shift of precedent of held beliefs of where Jesus might return to our church, to our belief, to our hometown, or perhaps to Salt Lake. Moving from the precedent of beliefs to the principles of the truth is a key of science of mind. You know, one of the things I didn't like about grade school were those infamous pop quizzes. I don't know how many of you remember pop quizzes, or slinking down in your seat when the teacher went pop quiz. Well, tonight there's going to be a pop quiz. The grade will not count. Who said, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change? Anyone know that? It was Wayne Dyer. Who said, change your thinking, change your life? Ernest Holmes. Who said it is done to you as you believe? That's from the Bible, and that was Jesus Christ, perhaps calling from Salt Lake. As we change our story, the story of our life changes. Science of mind teaches, change your thinking, change your life. What is it about ourselves that is also empowering, that creates the possibility right here in the moment? Where's the empowerment? That lies in our beliefs. the beliefs we call forth. And that in part is what a practitioner does here at this center. He separates the belief from the believer. Science of Mind teaches us to become aware, awake, alive to the power of our beliefs. For beliefs can hold us captive rather than keeping us free. How do we change beliefs? How do we transcend beliefs? When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Let's look at something together. Let's see what we can see, and let's shift our perspective on the way we see it. Okay, what is it that I'm holding up? I'm holding up, is it 2 dimes? Is it 10 cents? Is it currency? Now, play along with me on this. Could these 2 dimes, and I'm trusting in your willing allowance to go along with this, could these 2 dimes be a paradigm shift? It can, if we choose to see it that way. 2 dimes are a paradigm shift. Ernest Holmes says, one alone in consciousness with the infinite is a complete majority. Too often we look to the condition for permission, permission to buy the new car, for permission to pursue the line new of education, for permission to live our dream come true. Let's take a look at our checking account. And instead of seeing it as a finite checking account, look at it as the bank of the universe. Let's write a check to consciousness. Let's date it here and now. Let's fill it in, pay to the order of your name, and in the amount box, the awake of your dream. On the memo line, print, and so it is, and sign your signature. When we write a check on the bank of consciousness, the bank of the universe, to the awake of our dreams, and sign it and state, and so it is, that dreams comes true. That's science of mind. Name it, claim it, and so it is yours.